Okay, so this is a continuation of the spring problem, and you might recall we had our x of t was e to the minus 1/2 t, and we had a cosine of 2t plus 15 over 4 sine of 2t. And now we want to write it in this form where instead of having a cosine and sine, we have a single cosine here. And to make things work out, our w here, or omega here, has to be 2. And matching the exponential part, our p here is a half. So I'm writing my x of t is on some c e to negative 1/2 t. And then here I'm going to have a cosine of 2t minus alpha. Okay, to match these things up. And if I'm going to equate things, these exponentials can drop out. We're going to want that our c cosine of 2t minus alpha is a cosine of 2t plus 15 over 4 sine of 2t. But this side here, this is going to be, by the difference in angle formula for cosine, this is going to be a c cosine alpha cosine of 2t plus c sine alpha sine of 2t. Okay, and to make these things match up, this part here has to be the coefficient in front of the cosine, and this part here has to be the coefficient in front of the sine. So we have to solve that c cosine alpha is 1 and c sine alpha is 15 over 4. And after you've done a few of these, you can memorize these, relationships here. If I sum the squares of my left-hand side, I just get c squared, because cosine squared plus sine squared is 1. So I'm going to get c squared is 1 squared plus 15 over 4 squared. So this is 1 plus, 225 over 16. So I have 241 over 16. So c here is square root of 241 over 4 then. Okay. Now to get alpha, if I take the ratios here, I'm going to have the So I'm going to have my ratios here, c sine alpha or c cosine alpha is going to be 15 over 4 over 1, just from these two relationships. But see, my c's cancel. So I have my tangent of alpha is 15 over 4. Now you have to worry about here, the thing is that my a and b here are both positive, and in the case where a is positive and b is positive, my alpha here is going to be the arctangent of 15 over 4 here. Okay, so now I have alpha, I have c, I can write my thing here, my final answer, x of t is square root 241 over 4 e to the minus 1/2 t. Then here I have a cosine of 2t minus the arctangent of 15 over 4. Okay, and that's my final answer. Thank you.